Coming to you from Crash Studios in Music City, USA, Nashville. This is the Rich Redmond Show. On this episode, drummer for Big and Rich, Keio Stroud. And now, Rich Redmond.
What is up, rock and rollers? Rich Redmond here. Another episode of the Rich Redmond Show, coming to you from Music City, USA. And I just want to say I really appreciate you guys supporting this show. At this point, I don't know how many episodes are in. 27 have been released, and Jim and I, we record 3 or 4 a day when I'm not on the road. So we have a nice back catalog. We're releasing 2 a week, usually on Monday or Friday or Tuesday or Saturday. Twice a week, you're going to get And so, Jim, what's going on in your life? My co-producer, co-host, we just had a nice Jimmy John sandwich.
Talking about the potential of the birthday show.
Oh, you had a great idea. And what is that?
Talking about, for your 50th, doing some sort of a marathon podcast live somewhere here in Nashville and having all your friends coming by.
Yeah, we'll have all the friends come by, and it will be some sort of a roast.
Yeah, I think roast worked in. We kind of tell our favorite Rich stories, that kind of thing.
Well, I know that our next guest that I'm so excited about having on.
What's the show about?
Will mostly likely be there.
Yes.
Will most likely be there. But our show, we talk about creativity, we talk about music, we talk about motivation, we talk about success. We're talking to drummers, musicians, producers, actors, authors, comedians, people in the creative space. And so many of those people live right here in Nashville, including my next guest, who I've known for such a long time, 19 years. He's about to celebrate his 20th year in Nashville, hailing from Athens, Georgia, one of the top called drummers in Nashville, Mr. Keio Stroud. Look at that. Woo! Yeah. Woo! I love it. So,
who's Keio?
Keio, born in 1980. You're almost like exactly 10 years younger than me.
Yeah.
You moved to Nashville 19 years ago, coming up on 20 years. And I remember your first job, the first time I saw you play, was at 3rd and Lindsley with a man wearing a cape.
Yeah. Tyrone, man. Super T.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a funk R&B tribute cover band thing.
It was a marathon. 4 hours of funk music.
Did they play 4 hours at 3rd and Lindsley?
Yeah.
Really? So the gig would be at like, say, 7 o'clock and you didn't get off stage till 11?
Yeah.
Wouldn't let you pee?
Yeah.
So like Wooten Brothers style?
Totally. It was fun. I mean, it was like, I'd play straight through. It was and there was no counting off in between songs. Everything was a giant medley. Kind of like now, when we do Save Our Horse, where it's 27 minutes long.
Yeah. So if people are in the dark and they don't know about this recording group called Big and Rich, you've been the drummer for how many years now?
6 years.
How did that happen?
I know.
Because the congratulations, because a good gig is hard to come by.
Yeah.
There's lots of gigs out there. There's so many people that are moving to Music City, USA, because I feel like it's the last train stop for the music business.
Yeah, don't.
And you know who else says don't is our friend Tully Kennedy. But I'm the come on, let's join the party. So,
yeah, man, come on.
So originally your business model, you used to call yourself the Sub Monkey.
Yep.
Because you quickly started making a name for yourself as the guy that could save the day for any band in town in any style if the drummer is sick or wants to get married or wants to take a break or gets fired last second or can't get into Canada.
Yep.
You're the guy.
Yep, got a passport. We'll travel.
and so from that business model, and you having an amazing skill set, I think a major selling point for you is that you're just such a likable person. You're truly a man about town. Like anywhere you go in Nashville, so Sutler, Douglas Corner, Zany's, 3rd and Lindsley, 12th and Porter, downtown, you're going to see Keio.
Yep.
You're out and about.
I like to party.
You like to party, but the thing is that even if you don't have a drink in your hand, you're there.
Yeah,
you got a big smile on your face. And along the way, you've been able to work with people. This is just such a small sliver of the people you've worked with. Rodney, Crowell, Richard Marx, Jaco and Deana Carter, Little Big Town, Emmylou Harris, Keith Urban, Roseanne Cash, Lee Brice, Taj Mahal, Chuck Wicks, Terri Clark, Keb Mo, the list goes on and on. So you're coming in, you're saving the day for all these people. Who was the Super T? Was he related to your dad somehow?
He was my dad's buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's actually kind of I'll tell you the story. It was kind of funny. So I was in LA playing with this band called Flood City Shootout, who's from Athens. And while we're out there, my great grandfather dies. And so my dad's like, hey, grandpa died, come home to the funeral. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I did. So I flew home and did all the family stuff. And that night, I was just sitting there on the floor, like watching like Sanford and Son or something. I'm not sure. But, yeah, we're just like hanging out. And my dad's buddy, he calls him and goes, hey man, like we had to leave our drummer. Does your son still play drums?
Oh my God! How random.
He goes, yeah, he does. He goes, see if he wants to play tonight. And I was like, hey, you want to play? And
was it the gig in Athens?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
it's a good music town.
Yeah.
Drive-by truckers.
I know, dude. REM.
Yeah.
My dad, his band, they're fun.
Well, tell me about your dad.
Oh, he's a guitar player. He's fun.
And is he still working?
Oh yeah. He still plays. He and my aunt have a little funk band, and they do like corporate parties and stuff.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, corporate parties where the money's at.
Yeah.
He's got to be proud of you.
Yeah.
I mean, you made a name for yourself.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been really interesting because he doesn't talk about it a whole lot. My granddad, who's also a musician, talks about it more, which is really silly. I mean, like, there's nothing weird. It's just that my dad's like, oh yeah, cool. And my granddad's like, yeah, that's great. My grandson, grandparents. So,
yeah.
But it's fun though. It's like, there's nothing weird. It's just like,
it's not weird. It's like when the mom's an actress and the daughter's an actress, and there's that kind of like,
yeah, it's just a strange thing. But he's super like happy and proud. And like, I was just home last weekend and actually played a gig with him. He called me and goes, hey, our drummer can't play. Want to come play? And I was like, yeah. So
that's great. Now, how long of a drive is that, Nashville?
5 hours.
That's not bad.
So, which I did. When I first moved here, I was in college still. So I was in college Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, drive up here.
University of West Georgia. Mm-hmm. Is that in Athens?
No, that's in Carrollton.
Okay.
And then, so basically, Atlanta. Then I come here and I would play the weekends with Tyrone, which is fun and be out and about. And eventually I just stayed. I was like, all right, I'm just staying. So
now, didn't you originally have some aspirations to? You said to yourself, maybe I'll be a drum tech.
Yeah, that was it. Well, that was the whole thing too.
Who was Shania Twain's drummer? You're going to work for him?
J.D. Blair.
Yeah, J.D. Blair.
So what was funny was when Tyrone was like, oh, I'll move there. I talked to my dad. He was like, well, you can be a tech because you can do this cover band gig until you become a tech. And I was like, that sounds great. And then really never worked as a tech. So
well, that's a great thing.
Nashville failure.
That became your failure became a massive success. But you still tinker because you're always posting on Instagram. You go out and buy shells and you build your own drums, and they're always
bought a kit today. Bought a nice little Pearl kit today. It was fun. I'm always. That's the thing is like I grew up kind of that way. I was always like messing with stuff, and so it just kind of carried on. So I still do it. Like I made these like really shallow kick drums that sound really great.
Really?
You should get one.
Oh, so you're making them right now?
Well, I mean, we were experimenting, so we took some pearl shells and cut them down.
That's really nice. So, I think DW has like these very narrow ones, and they're like these traveler kicks. Mm-hmm. There's no front head.
So yeah,
or does yours have a front head?
Front head, yeah. So like the touring kit this year is a 26 by 9.
26 by 9.
Yeah,
it's a wafer.
So yeah, it's great.
So is the front of house guy going to be into this?
Who cares?
I mean, do you get a big boomy, roomy sound out of it? Or?
I can, and I can tighten it up too. So
now, don't you have a double bass out right now with Big and Rich?
So yeah, that was an acrylic kit. That was 2 22s. That was a big kit. 10, 12, 13, 13, 14, 16, 18.
You like changing up your setup every tour?
Every tour.
It's a Jim Rowley move.
Yeah.
He seems to do it as well every tour.
No, honestly,
it's a Keio move.
Yeah, I know. It was.
But no, you go dramatic. Like here's a gong drum.
Yeah. Well, it's just I really love sounds, so that's the fun part. So I'm always like just getting sounds
and massive cymbals.
Yeah, big cymbals, big. I just love sounds. I know that sounds really silly, but okay, a good example like this year. So we have a 26 by 9 kick drum, and the snare drum's a 14 by 11.
14 by 11. Now, 14 by 8 would be a deep dish. Yeah. Did you make this drum, the 11?
Yep.
Why did you decide on the number 11?
Well, it's really silly. It was a shell I had at home.
Yeah.
But do you remember Michael Lee that played drums with Page Plant?
Yes, sir.
14 by 14.
14 by 4. Oh, it was massively deep. That would be hard for. Now we're little guys. Yeah. So what are you gonna do? Just crank your throne way up?
No, I put it on 4-tom legs.
Oh, you put it on floor tom legs. That's smart.
Yep. So every year, so we were talking about changing the kit up. So
But doesn't it just kind of go honk?
No, this thing is amazing. It's awesome.
14 by 11?
It's a floor tom.
Wow.
Yeah,
I might have to check that out.
You should.
Yeah.
It's great.
You can. What company are you endorsing right now? Pro, right?
Pro, yep.
So you can take this idea to them. Are they open to those?
Yeah,
Kind of.
They actually make it already. Which is really cool.
Okay.
So,
Did you give them the idea?
This show? No, I didn't. But we've been talking about some stuff.
Yeah.
The shallow kick drums.
Well, I could tell they really like you because, I have to brag on you. You did your first major clinic at the 2019 Percussive Arts Society International Convention.
There it is right there.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
That is a big one.
Yeah. And you knocked it out of the ballpark. There was hundreds of people there.
Yeah.
And they were hanging on every word. And I think the takeaway was there was a lot of valuable information, but it's the way that you communicate the information because you kind of have this, oh, shucks. Like, I get to do this every day. I don't know how this happened. I'm so lucky, because you said you're a self-taught drummer.
Yeah.
You get this connection through your father.
Yep.
You come to Nashville. You're wanting to be a drum tech. Life throws you a side punch, a left hook, and you're like, but this is great. This is actually a gift. I'm actually a working drummer now.
Totally.
And you got to share some great information. You played along with some Bocephus tracks.
I did, yeah.
And live Bocephus tracks.
Live.
Some live Big and Rich tracks.
Yep.
I think people enjoy that because not a lot of people do that. They do the polished studio version of tracks.
Totally, yeah.
And that was really cool because things were moving and you're like, I have to follow Bocephus, like he's cutting my check, right? And there was maybe some live Richard Marx as well.
Yeah, did that. Yeah, no,
great job, man. You should keep doing that.
Oh, thanks. I did a little master class this weekend in Athens, and it was fun.
Oh yeah, at the little music store across the street from the stadium there, or
no? There's a studio. It's actually kind of a really like full circle deal.
Yeah,
the studio did my first session at when I was 13. Now they have like a little school. So I went back to do a clinic there, and it was fun. So
you know what Jim is doing over there? What he does is he usually is taking show notes about all the great things that are dropping out of your face so we can put it in the show notes for the podcast. But then he just starts playing and he starts looking up images of Keio, trying to find awesome drum sets from your past years. He's looking up Michael Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at pictures of the images that are coming up.
Yeah,
I can admire the fact that you diversify the sizes and want to play around. I mean, that's very interesting.
So every year I take something from my childhood and put it into the touring kit.
You mean like a toy drum or something?
No, just like an influence. But yeah, basically a toy drum.
One of your influences growing up.
Yep.
So the Michael Lee thing was the deep dish snare drum. And then who was the gong drum?
So Billy Cobham.
Oh, yeah.
So love Billy Cobham.
So Tommy Harden was just here, and he's actually out using Cobham's old kit.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I have his old cymbals.
Wow, Tommy's?
No, I have Billy's.
Oh, Billy's.
The 26. The ride cymbal. I had it basic.
Oh.
26-inch ride?
A 26-inch. There's no cases for that.
No, well, the gong case.
The gong case goes in there.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
And that's what I use with Bocephus.
Mm-hmm.
I use a 26, a 22-inch Roctagon, a 24-inch China, 18-inch hi-hats.
Now, the 18-inch hi-hats, it's dark.
Four-piece kit.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Four-piece kit, giant cymbals.
Yeah. That's got some bark to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12, 16, actually 12, 14, 22.
It was a crash cymbal.
Yeah, I mean, now speaking of barking, with you and your business model of working with a lot of different types of people, you have to change your psychological point of view all the time. Like, drummers, we lead, we follow, we are all the positions of the band. We have to like pull it all together for everyone, but we most importantly have to take direction from people. So how do you read the room? How do you get the vibe of what is acceptable and what is expected of you?
You know, as a drummer, as a musician, as a person in general, I feel that we are to provide comfort for people.
Yeah.
And so, and playing music is a conversation. Directing a show is directing a conversation. Mm-hmm. So, I've been lucky enough to play with so many different people that I'm able to read people a lot, more. And then I hang out with people a lot too. So personalities, I go, oh, this person's kind of like this person. Okay, so I could probably get away with this or do this or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's certain people that you start to get like their mannerisms and all that stuff down. And that's kind of how music is for me, or playing with different people. So where it's like, if I'm playing with Rodney, like, I know him.
Rodney Crowell?
Yeah, Rodney Crowell. I'm playing Rodney Crowell. I know him, and I know his personality. I know his musical personality. So
Are you still working with him from time to time?
Every now and then, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I go dog sit. It's great.
So that was a great story, the audition like for him?
So I'll cut it down. But
I mean, for those that don't know, Rodney Crowell is one of the greatest American singer-songwriters of all time. Oh, yeah.
He's great. He's awesome. And he was really, he was really nice. He treated me and Jedd like kids, like his kids. And like last year, he was like, "Hey, come over for Thanksgiving."
Nice. And so who's sitting at that table? Was it like Emmylou Harris is there? And
this year, that year that I went, it was actually small. It was me, him, his wife, and some of his daughters just kind of hanging out.
Now, he was married to Roseanne Cash.
He was, yeah.
And that's how you worked with Roseanne Cash.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that.
I see this the thought process. What happens here? It's like a web of life, and we're all kind of connected.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like to be honest with you, I feel like all of my I hate to use the word success, but a lot of things stem from working with Rodney, because he was a guy where, like, if you played in his band, you were great.
Approved.
Yeah, it was approved. So, and he was really funny too, because like my first gig with him, after sound check, he was like, "I think I made the wrong decision." Mm-hmm. And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "Man, if I wanted Eddie Bears, I can call Eddie Bears. When Paul I am, I call it, I got you, be you." I was like, "Who am I?"
Yeah.
I was 24, lost, California, lost, had no idea who I was. So I called my granddad.
Who am I?
And he lived a true story. I was like, "Man, like, I'm about to get fired because I don't know who I am." And he goes, "You're Keio Stroud. You're great.
Yeah.
Just go be great." I go,
"Just play."
What does that mean? He goes,
"Play." Well, that's hard. So you're figuring out at 24 how to play from the heart, but still emulate Paul and Eddie's drum parts.
Which he basically, he was like, he liked my feel. He wanted me to go out and play and have fun. He's like, "I like your smile."
And didn't he turn around at a gig and say, "I did make the right decision"?
He did. Yeah. Towards the end, he said, "This drummer Keio is his first night. I hope he sticks around a while." And that was 15 years ago.
And what venue was that? Do you remember?
It was the LA County Fair.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Pomona?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it, man.
That was great. Yeah, that was fun. And so you're talking about the audition process. So I went into audition for the gig. I was actually in California again, and I flew back early for the audition. Literally landed, got into my car, drove to SR, and played. But he didn't see any music. So it was just me, him, and his wife Claudia was there. And he was like, "So this one goes like this." And so we started playing. He stopped. He goes, "Okay. Now this one goes like this." And he goes, "I want you to rush the verses, lay back the chorus." Okay, cool. Played it. He goes,
It's usually opposite of that.
And I know. He goes, I go, and he played. He goes, "All right. Hold on a second." He goes to the door. "Hey guys, I got my guy. Sorry to waste your time." Comes back in.
Oh, the other guys waiting in the hallway were like, "Shucks."
I think Tom Hurst is the only guy that got to audition. I think he went in first.
Tom Hurst was sitting there yesterday.
Really? Yeah.
Everybody's sitting in the chair, man. It's so nice.
So yeah, that was it. And he gave me a box of CDs, and he said, "There's no set list, so good luck."
Now, how did you handle the no set list thing? Were you creating little recipe cards that you could alphabetize, or you just say, "I'm going to learn this and live it," and then just hope for the best?
I did. I made usually when I need to learn songs, I chart things out, and it's kind of the process of learning stuff. Mm-hmm. But I realized that there was no way to do it. Like, I couldn't just, there was no time to flip through stuff. So I just learned as much of everything as I could. Mm-hmm. Which is a couple hundred songs, just kind of
memorizing.
I mean, that's just like literally 24 hours a day, traveling with the material, working out to the material, listening to it, playing along with it.
And he started, and so luckily there was since there was no set list, he started everything. So if you play a little bit, you go, "Oh, cool, yeah, this one. Oh, not that one. Oh, this one," and it was cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I would probably immediately chart everything out, alphabetize it. And then have a little, so he would go, face right hand, your F, and then but yeah, I get it. I mean,
and it was no rehearsal either.
Yeah.
So it was like I got the gig, and 3 days later, I met the band on a flight
And I saw you doing the gig with Michael Rhodes.
Yeah.
At Mercy Lounge, I think, or could have been 311 Performance Hall. Remember that place?
I think it was there.
They bulldozed it, or it's like Hampton Inn now or something like that?
I think that's where it was, yeah.
Oh, my God, bud. Yep. We've been here a while. So with me, you've been here coming up on 20 years, and I've been here 23 years. Ooh. So I moved here with Lee Kelly, Jim Riley, and Pat McDonald.
Yeah. Good bunch of guys.
We all moved at the same time. Crazy.
Look at you guys.
I'm telling you. Now, we were talking about drum lessons. We're talking about musical skills. Keio, can you imagine if we had the School of Rock when we were growing up?
I would have loved that.
It would have been really great. But now it's been around a long time. It's been around since like 2002, but it wasn't on my radar. It's a great program where they teach you musical skills, Jim, by just jumping in the deep end of the pool and doing it. Yeah. And so what is the quote that our friends Angie and Kelly say? It's like,
we don't learn music to play shows. We play shows to learn music.
Or to teach music.
Teach music.
Yeah, pretty incredible. It's a great business model. So Angie and Kelly McCray, great friends of mine, they've had the School of Rock here for nearly a decade in Nashville. There's 2 locations, Franklin and Nashville. Your kids are going to learn to front a band. They're going to learn to slap at the bass. They're going to learn the 3 chords they need to know on the guitar. They can rock a keyboard. They can play the drums. They can do all those things. They get out. They perform in public. And even if your kids don't want to become professional musicians, Jim, they're going to do great stuff. Keio, they're going to do great stuff. They're going to learn how to work with others, take direction, read a room, do their homework on time. They're going to learn about persistence, determination. They're going to look in the mirror. There's going to be tons of self-esteem. So if your kids want to sign up for the School of Rock in Nashville, 2 locations, and I got an email address for you, 2 email addresses, Franklin at School of Rock Nashville, and Nashville at schoolofrock.com and Franklin at schoolofrock.com. Check them out. And thanks for sponsoring our show, School of Rock Nashville. All right, so you get the gig with Rodney, and that kind of tells the world in Nashville, Keio is Rodney approved.
Yeah.
And then what that does, it's like when our buddy Tommy Harden said that Eddie Bears was telling everybody in town, oh, hire Tommy Harden.
Yeah.
It's like thumbs up.
Yeah.
It's good.
Funny because that kind of happened through the gig with Rodney. Eddie called Keio.
Nice.
Yeah. Like Eddie was kind of my introduction into even getting into sessions a little bit because he was like, he called me. He was like, hey, man, you working today? I'm like, nope. He goes, you are now.
Yeah. Where do you keep your drums? I don't see them over at Drum Paradise.
They're still there.
Are they there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're in the back corner.
You know, with the industry shifting and changing, I mean, you and I are sitting right here and we're staring at like 7 drum sets. The drum sets are all mic'd up, ready to go. I mean, Monday or whatever the day was, it was like a couple days ago, I recorded 11 songs right here, never left my house.
Yeah.
So sometimes I get the bill from Drum Paradise and it's like $150 to store my drums.
Yep.
That tells me my drums didn't move that month.
I know.
And then I hate that.
I do too.
But it's just the way that's happening.
But at least they're not in my house.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, get the drums out of the house. I know a lot of drummers that have to have drums and music memorabilia all over their house. And I have some friends that are like, nope, all my drums and everything are at an off-site studio, so they feel like they're going to work.
Yeah.
And they kind of escape the music business.
But
these are some kind of things that words that come to mind when I think about you. Dependable, prepared, friendly, approachable, and professional. Those are 5. That's you right there, man.
Yeah, because we're not dating. So, yeah.
So, that's you right there, baby.
That's me.
This is a Kev Mo track. And you shared credits with the one and only Steve Jordan. Not bad.
Yeah. Lucky man.
Woke up this morning, wrong side of the bed. Ever happened last night, you know, I'm feeling it in my head. Lord have mercy. And the day ain't even begun. Well, I got a bad feeling that the worst is yet to come. Didn't get no breakfast, didn't get no lunch, but I did get 2 weeks notice. They're gonna close the factory up. Now have mercy.
Something tells me, that's an amazing feel. Something tells me he doesn't like crash cymbals.
Nah.
Or
ride cymbals.
Or ride cymbals. Yeah. So a lot of artists, they'll have their little idiosyncrasies. Because I know my friends Sammy Marandino and Sandy Gennaro, they played with Cyndi Lauper. She doesn't like ride cymbals.
Yeah.
It's like hat, loose or tight, not too many crashes. I don't think he likes any.
No, nope.
So your setup was like kick, snare, hat, 2 toms.
Yeah, he had a kit there already because he knew exactly what he wanted.
So it's almost like a Fogerty approach. I
Very
tune
much.
these,
Actually,
they're my drums.
Very much so, yeah.
I like his thought process because I tell you, his recordings are amazingly clean.
Very clean.
And it's the blues, which is dirty and funky, right? But the recordings are sonically, it's like a Steely Dan record.
It's great, yeah. It's cool because basically everything has a place. And I really like it too because I've learned a lot from working with him where it's like, you know, if there's a vocal pickup, you don't play drums there.
Nope.
Like there's no drum fill.
Over the vocal.
Yeah. So if you want to play one, you play one before the vocal or
like,
after.
Got. Doom, ba doom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and what's really funny is that that drum lick was just something, I forgot how I even came up with it. I mean, I know it sounds silly, but it was just, got, and he was like, that's it.
Is that Vale on bass too? Or who is that?
No, that is
our buddy Vale from Kenny G's band?
I think that's Tommy Sims.
Oh, well, that's not a bad guy to play with.
No.
Yeah, no.
So when we did this record, it's actually kind of a funny story. This record was done, first of all, it was an acoustic record. And then because I met him on the cruise ship, I texted him. I was like, hey, man, great meeting you. And he goes, what are you doing? I go, nothing. He goes, come over. Okay.
Does he live in Franklin?
Yep. So I drove over to his house. And he was like, man, I made this record, but I think I want drums on it. So he played that song. He goes, go play drums.
Oh, you played
Go.
after the fact. That's great.
So it was just him with acoustic guitar. And so I played and he just goes, yep, we're going to make a full record. So I tracked everything with just me and him, and then everybody else went in afterwards.
I love that you can meet a person on a cruise ship. You can text them, get a call. Next thing you know, you're on a record.
Yeah.
With a major recording
Yeah.
artist.
I've done three or four records.
See, and that's great, and that's based on real human relationships, and you guys can, because I mean, you're in the room together. You have to enjoy spending the time together.
Yeah, no, it's fun. He's cool, and you know, it was a learning curve because Nashville is so, everything is fast. Like demos, 5 songs, 3 hours,
yes,
or whatever. And he's like, take your time.
I
was like,
do what you want. Yeah.
What's this about?
Got that, doom, boom.
Yeah.
And so, what were the toms? Were they sound kind of like muffled?
They are.
Yeah.
8, 12.
8.
8. Yeah, 8-inch tom, 12-inch floor tom.
Complete polar opposite of what you like.
8 and 12. So small drums, muffled, super crisp.
Yeah, and the snare drum was an Acrolite. That was my snare drum. I just put it up there. I actually got it from a buddy of mine who died like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that, and I was like, man, I think this would be good for this.
Yeah.
And we put it up, and he was like, what's that snare drum?
You can't go wrong with an Acrolite.
And I was like, yeah, it's my snare drum. He goes, I like it. I was like, all right, cool.
Look at this, man.
So
I like that. You know that I'm a massive fan of situational comedy since the 70s. And Keb also sings this, and I love it. I get to hear him every night. Oops, sorry, guys. I am so sorry. I got to stop this and then punch this. Hold on now. Here we go.
For the first time in my life, I see love. And for the first time in my life, I see love.
Nice. Theme song to Mike and Molly with Keb Mo, man.
Which we redid.
You redid that?
Yeah.
So here's one that you said that is you and Sheila E. is playing percussion.
Yeah. And Joe Walsh is on guitar.
Is this Squeezebox?
Yeah.
Is that right? Joe Walsh is on guitar?
Yeah.
See, your resume continues to grow.
Mama's got a squeeze box she wears on the chest. And when daddy comes home, he never gets no rest. 'Cause she's playing all night. And the music's alright. Mama's got a squeeze box and daddy don't sleep at night.
Yes, she's got a squeeze box.
Well, the kids don't eat and the dog don't sleep.
Tosh?
There's no escape from the music in the whole damn street. Cause she playing all night. And the music's alright. Mama's got a squeeze box and daddy never sleeps at night. She going in and out and in and out.
I wonder what he's talking about, in and out there.
I have no idea.
Right.
That's a Pete Townsend song. Right?
Yeah, the Who, man, all the way.
Yeah.
This version is much cleaner and more thought out.
It sounds better.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's more of its natural environment.
It was cool, man. And it was fun because, which is really funny, the first time I met Taj Mahal was at a Sabian Live NAMM event in Anaheim. He played with Tony Brunagel. I was
just going to ask you if you know Tony Bronigal. Yeah.
I've never met him. Well, other than like then. I don't know him after, I was a kid.
They've known each other for years.
Yeah. I mean, I was like 18.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like, oh, hey, man, I'm a drummer. You're awesome.
And then you ended up working with him.
Yeah. And it was fun because Kev called. He was like, hey, man, I'm trying this project. Me and Taj come in and track with this. And I was like, okay. And that's when it was like,
you're always in the right place at the right time.
I know. It was like,
I think it's like a great lesson. It's like, get out, be seen, shake hands.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So we went in and we did that, and it was a fun band. It was me, Tommy Sims, Keb, Taj, Michael Hicks, and there was somebody. Casey Wasner was engineering, who's also like a great musician, and we just went in and had fun. And it was weird because like Taj and Keb both have two different styles of creating stuff, and so it was interesting but yet fun.
You know what? There's a quote on you on the internet because you've said it a couple times in different interviews. I play music because it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that just permeates your being, because there's a lot of people like even me, I'm like, well, it's a business and you got to market and you got to have the right drums and you got to have the cool jacket and you got to get out and I'm sick of myself, man. But you just like fall into great stuff.
Well, yeah.
I mean, but you don't strike me as the kind of guy
drunk all the time.
You don't strike me as the kind of guy who's like sitting on his couch at night alone, or do you take some Netflix and chill nights?
Yeah,
I know you have a daughter. You see,
yeah, I have a kid. I do more. I will say this: since we've been off the road since November with BNR, and this is the first time I've taken like time off. Like, I mean, I tinker with stuff at home,
self-care.
Yeah,
like massages,
well, just like but mostly just sitting on the couch and like watching you and. Cold case files and
manicures.
Who killed who?
Get that good.
Yeah.
Occasionally, Jim gets a nice action shot of us. Just makes my chin look a little thinner.
Oh my gosh.
You get a big beard, man. Dude, that's what you need, dude.
It's coming. I'm coming off the holidays, man. I ate all my mom's cookies. I ate them all of them.
Yeah, well,
No, but I'm back in Orange Theory and I burn 1,000 calories a day, so I'm doing it. And you feel like your heart is going to pop out of your frickin' chest.
Yeah.
But I'm always the oldest guy in the class, which is happening now.
Yeah.
And Jim's going to kill me for saying this because he's like, you're obsessed with your age, but it's a major milestone that's coming up.
Yeah.
And I always look to the young girl to my right and the young girl to my left, and they can't keep up with Papa.
Good for you.
Nope.
Do you sit there and look at him and go, yeah?
I go, yeah, I'm at least 2 miles an hour faster than you.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I was going to tell you about Tony Bronigal is such a great guy, and he's got he played with Robert Cray Band.
Yep.
But he also came in and saved the day on what was I Can't Help You Love Me, Bonnie Raitt.
Bonnie Raitt, yeah.
They couldn't find the feel on it. He was visiting the studio. He just dropped by, and they said, "Go play this," and that was it.
Wow.
They're like, that's it. That's the take.
That's all. Yeah. That's cool. I love those stories.
Those
man.
are the cool stories.
Yeah, they're fun. It happened to Pat Buchanan.
Yeah.
He came he stopped by the studio and played on the Houston Kid record by Rodney Crowell.
Yeah.
He just stopped by and said, hey.
Pat has a connection to our buddy Sammy Marandino, who I mentioned played with Cyndi Lauper for years, and then was the drummer at Kinky Boots.
Yep.
He also was the drummer that programmed Word Up.
Yep.
So he programmed that. He was a big programmer in the 80s, and he Why did I bring up Sammy? This is a senior moment.
Oh, well, we're talking about Pat.
Because he played in Larry Blackmon's band, the Word Up guy, with Pat Buchanan.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you ever look at, I forget which video it is. It's one of the videos of Pat's in the video where he does a slide.
Does he have like long hair or something?
Yep.
Wow.
He's got guy liner, does a slide.
Guy liner?
Oh, yeah, dude.
And now he's got the Beatles haircut.
I know, dude.
He rocks that thing,
He
man.
does, man. That guy, he's fun, man. Pat was one of the guys I met with Rodney, and he was really, really funny and really fun into like Keio, you're great, be great. I was like, thanks, buddy.
So you have a lot of angels in your life. Like,
I do.
They're like encouragers.
I do, yeah. 'Cause I need it because
Do you feel like you're at a place where you have the platform now to encourage others?
I do. But, what's fun? I really like it too. I like to tell people, hey man, you can do this, blah 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 blah. But it's funny because like I don't tell myself that. I just do stuff. Like I know it sounds silly. I just do stuff and things happen. But like it's weird.
You just exist and great things happen.
I guess maybe. I mean,
you're like a light. You're like a lighthouse in the dark. There's a lot of drummers moving to Nashville. I'm sure they're saying like, "Hey, this dude did it," and they're asking for advice.
Yeah, I get all the time. I go to coffee with people all the time, and the whole thing is that you have to. I told you this. Like, obviously, music is fun, right? But if you want to work, you have to support the scene. If you want the scene to support you, you've got to support the scene.
That's a good quote. That's got to go on the show notes.
Like,
if you want the scene to support you, you've got to support the scene. And so you're always out at singer-songwriter nights, showcases, local gigs, national touring acts. I'm saying you're not on the couch, man. You're out making it.
I like music.
Yeah.
And I like to see people, like my friends. Like I go see you or Nick or Ben if he's playing.
I think Nick just is in Costa Rica.
I know. He wasn't playing there, was he?
Is that his wife? Didn't he get divorced?
I think they're married, I think.
Oh, is a new wife.
Yeah.
Oh God! See, we're all doing it now. I got to tell you, we got some bills to pay. We're gonna be right back, and when we come back, I want to talk about how you always used to hit on my ex-wife, and we'll be right back.
The Rich Redmond Show. We'll be right back.
Well, our big tagline has been inspiring kids to rock on stage and in life. We changed it actually to inspiring the world to rock on stage and in life, because when kids are here, they learn so much more than music. They learn how to be on a team. They learn responsibility. They learn to take responsibility for their actions. They learn to organize their time. And we try to teach them, not to be that person that nobody wants to be on a tour bus with.
Connect with School of Rock today. Search School of Rock Franklin or Nashville. This is the Rich Redmond Show.
Keio, you always used to hit on my ex-wife. It was so funny. I took it as it was like a joke. It was like a drummer's bond thing. But you always like, how's my girlfriend?
That's right.
You'd always ask about her.
Super creepy.
I say she's home at the couch. She's on the couch right now, and I'm out hanging with you.
Yeah, I know.
Till the wee hours.
Yeah,
that's part of the job. Is the hang, man.
The hang is there. We used to hang too, man.
Dude, 20 years of closing down the Red Door. Sometimes
we used to hang, dude. It's so funny to think about. Then we got to tour together a little bit when I was subbing with Jake.
Yeah, so Jake Owen loves you. He loves his current drummer, but sometimes his current drummer couldn't go certain places in the world, and you would come in with the 2 SPDSXs and run a library of Ableton tracks while playing the fattest groove in the world.
I feel like I should have like an Ableton sponsorship.
I think a lot of people feel that way. I don't think modern music making can happen in Nashville without Ableton.
Man, that was so nerve-wracking. It was so many moving parts.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I mean,
2 SPDSXs, 20 pads.
Yep, I had 2 pads. 2 pads.
Wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 pads per, or is it 12?
12.
1, 2, 3, 12. You had 24 pads to hit.
I think it's 12 pads.
Were they labeled?
No.
How did you do that? How'd you pull it off?
Well, I figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I just got to spend a week with them, and it was fun. And it was like, a week was just me with the pads. So that was my rehearsal, was just me with the pads doing it until I felt comfortable. And even then, it was tough. So what I did was I learned the songs, and I made charts for the pads.
Right.
So it's like, oh, here I have to hit this pad. Here I have to hit this pad.
That's smart.
So, and it was weird because like you were having to trigger different sections.
Yeah.
So like,
I had Tyler Farr on, and we talked about how I subbed for his drummer one time, but it was so much easier because I only had 9 pads to hit, but really it was just like start, stop, next. So I had it easy.
Yeah, that's easy.
You had this cueing different
was-
sections of songs.
I was stressed.
Yeah.
That's target practice on those things.
And yeah, and you're kind of in the dark, and you're in front of 24,000 people.
In the dark, not my kid either.
Yeah, and you had to play Myron's kit, the other guy's kit.
He's a foot taller than me.
Now, can you make
You had to
adjustments?
adjust your throne, right?
Do you just got to play it the way they sit at it and everything? Can you make
It
adjustments?
didn't move. It was bolted to the riser.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it was big. It was. I mean, it's funny enough because I'm playing big drums, but he's taller than me and everything. So I brought a snare stand and a throne, and so I got to sit. I got to sit lower, but everything else was still
Higher.
the same height.
Yeah.
So
So with the snares up there, you got to try and adapt to hitting it.
yeah. So what was the biggest thing was just like seeing what was going on because I was also like kind of in a little cubicle. I couldn't see anybody. So and I'm like, well, I need some cues, guys.
Now, for the layman listener that's listening, when you're a drummer and you get used to playing a certain style and drum set the way you have it set up, 1 inch variation of height on the snare drum can throw your whole game off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah. It's like driving a NASCAR, or a race car. It's like you get to know that.
Oh, yeah.
the thing is built for you, and if you go do something else, you're like,
Is that how it works?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think so.
Yeah,
That's kinda
it's
made
all
that up.
tuned for the driver.
Wow.
Same thing with you guys go through.
Yeah, the drum set is such an extension of our personality and our, really, more importantly, our body.
Yeah.
And the size of our body. And it was so interesting to hear Myron approach that gig and then hear you approach that gig. And you have 2 guys with similar backgrounds, but completely different styles and approaches to the music.
Yeah. I'm more.
Boom, boom, schmack.
Yeah, I was. More Def Leppard.
Yeah.
I was.
I mean,
It sounds silly, but it's
you've heard those records. You've heard AC/DC records. You've heard Shania Twain records. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it was pretty much. I mean,
yeah.
well, and the other thing too is you're playing. You know this. You're playing in arenas, and the drums are gated, so make everything count.
Yeah.
So like all the ghost notes, nobody hears that stuff.
Yeah.
If you're to go in there, people want to dance. Nobody wants to hear about your jazz licks.
You learn that with Super T. Keep the dancers on the floor.
Well, you got to keep it going, and that's and the same thing with Big and Rich right now, where it's like,
One giant medley.
Yeah, people come to party.
Now, let me ask you something. You said Rodney Crowell was the first big one.
That was your
Right.
pivotal moment.
Pivotal moment.
Yeah.
And I have a lingering question going back to that at the beginning. You were handed a box of discs or tapes, right?
Disc, yeah.
And had to learn 100+ songs, no playlist, no set list, nothing. Did he give you a set list in the beginning, or was like, hey, this is what we're doing?
No.
It was all just by happenstance.
I mean, walking out on stage in front of 20,000 people not knowing a set list is crazy.
Yeah.
How did you feel? I mean, first big gig, and
I was,
variables everywhere.
He was 24.
I was like an idiot. I had no feelings, actually.
Really?
I know it sounds really stupid, but I
terrified.
I didn't have, I didn't really have any feelings. I was like, well, I gotta go do this.
I remember taking my first big leap in radio, moving out to Vegas. So I was terrified.
Yeah.
I was 26 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a little bit of warm up before. I did like Brian McComas before that.
That's right.
I did it Nashville Star.
Yeah, Brian McComas opened for Aldean in the early days, or was it Rushlow? I forget. But either way, I remember one night things weren't going your way. You took your snare drum and threw it.
That was Aldean. I threw it, smashed it.
You were mad at that snare drum.
Well,
Yeah.
Wait, what
it
happened?
happens.
He just got mad at some snare drum or something, and he just threw it like 50 feet away.
Yeah, it's flattened out too, man. I still have it.
Yeah.
It's flat.
Well, yeah. So you did some television.
Yeah.
So you've covered recording, touring, and television work.
Yeah.
What was it like doing the Nashville Star gig? What year was that?
That'd be 2005.
Yeah. Wasn't
And-
a Miranda on there?
No, that was the year that Erica Jo won. And I just did 2 weeks. I got fired after the first 2 weeks. So
Erica Jo?
Yeah.
What happened to her? I know. You're mentioning names where people come and go.
Yeah,
But you know who's still sitting in the music business? You are.
Keio.
it's weird.
But
Not for long. Never again.
That's another thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Making a name for yourself is a note I took down.
Yeah.
Have you capitalized on becoming known as the one named artist? I mean, you kind of got it going for you, right?
No, I mean, yeah. I mean,
People say Keio, I think of you.
Yeah, you don't need my last name. Yeah, which is also kind of rare. So
And the other pink elephant in the room, is that the phrase? The other elephant in the room?
Are you about to bring up the fact that Keio was one of the early African-American drummers in Nashville?
good, because I wasn't.
I wasn't even going to go there.
Because I mean, he really. You're black Irish. No, he.
Japanese, you know.
No, it was the strangest thing. He was an. I mean.
All the above, man.
But, no, I was going to say that he's in the fraternity with Kevin Murphy and
Ben Caesar.
And they're just a fun bunch of guys.
Who else is in that group?
To watch on social.
Rob Mitchell.
Rob Mitchell, yeah.
Russ.
Sugarland's drummer.
Travis McNabb.
Travis gets out.
That's a bunch of us, man.
Yeah.
He goes home early, though.
He does.
You guys close the damn place down.
Guys, if there was a podcast to be produced, it's in that group.
I'm thinking
We need
that
to have a
having
round table.
all you guys, but I need a bigger table.
We need a bigger table.
I need a bigger table.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
That'd be a fun live one. That'd be a fun live podcast.
Maybe they're.
I don't know if I can get a word in with Kevin Murphy.
But man, he's
I had lunch with him.
He's
today.
controversial.
Me and Caesar had lunch with him today. It was fun. It was great.
It is amazing how different all of our personalities can be.
Did you say that this is what you were doing today, coming on the show?
I did tell him, yeah.
Yeah.
What did they say?
Oh, you know, it's fun. They were like, man, that'd be cool. I was like, really? Cool. All right.
Well, they've both been on.
Like, you guys want to hear me talk? I was like, all right, cool, whatever.
No, I mean, there's people out there that are just dying for information on inside. The people that are musicians, they love the behind the scenes, behind the curtain of the music business. And drummers we're just nerds. We're so hungry for any nuggets of wisdom about the music business.
I'm such a nerd.
You know?
I am the nerd. Yes.
So what about other, pastimes? You have besides drum building, you have hobbies like, I tell people I like food, fashion, and film. The 3 Fs.
No, I like an F, all right, but no.
Yeah. I like 2F.
I don't. No.
No?
I mean, it's
Nothing you're watching on Netflix right now? You're not like a Mandalorian guy? Or no?
I love history. So
Really?
yeah, I'm a big history guy.
Like, so you read about it?
So I read about history, any documentaries on anything. Right now, I've made my way up to World War II, but I started back to like the American Revolution.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, just you don't learn. There's so much stuff you don't learn
In school. That's a big hole in my education. I'm not really super up on history.
What's new about World War II? Anything?
No, it's old. Real old.
It's very old.
It's very
It's old news.
Anything new information that they've revealed?
Well, here, this is something interesting. So this girl I dated,
There's been lots.
There's been lots, yeah. Her great uncle, was killed in Pearl Harbor. And so the government has now decided to go in and do DNA testing on the remains that they have and bury them, but send them back to the families. So her great uncle passed away or died there, and they found his remains, found his sister who's still living, had her do a DNA test, matched it, and they did a funeral for him. Like, so all these years they finally got to do it. So I thought that was kind of cool. That's, something from World War II that is new, but like they're but they are making an effort to, let these people have some closure.
Bridging the gap of, I've seen something where like one of the participants or one of the soldiers on either side have come together and shook hands and hugged and, kind of buried the hatchet.
All these years later.
Yeah. Like they're all in their 70s, 80s now.
Oh, yeah.
It's it was powerful.
Yeah. That's, John and Kenny did that with, they did a little documentary on the 8th of November where they had Niles. Niles got to meet one of the soldiers that basically shot him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was,
I'm so glad that I don't have to go to war, man. I don't think I would be good, man.
Yeah, remember that time you shot me?
I'd be so bad.
I think it would be so bad.
I'd be so bad at it.
There's another thing that I'm glad I don't have to do. And I was talking to someone about this the other day who had actually been on the inside. He said every person in America should be forced to go to prison for 1 to 2 weeks. You get 1 roll of toilet paper, 1 bar of soap. You get 1 toothbrush. Hopefully the other person doesn't saw it down and turn it into a shank. You eat when they tell you to eat, and you will come to appreciate freedom.
Yeah.
I never want to go inside, man, because the first day I'm putting lipstick on. I mean, the first day you either put lipstick on or you kill someone.
You're basically you're just rolling over on your back and showing your belly.
Well, I'm probably too pretty.
Oh man, I'd shank the shit out of somebody.
Well, it goes back to your when you played the.
I mean, I'll try.
When you played the ruffian in that scene.
Yeah.
And I said you can't. Your eyes are too kind.
Yeah, he says that I can't play a bad guy in a movie because my eyes are too sweet.
He needs like narrow sunglasses. Then he could pull it off.
Yeah.
I should do acting.
You should, man. You're a character, man. You're already a character.
I'd be so
I have something else written down.
You just need a headshot and an agent. You're in the game.
Humbling his way to success. And
that's a great episode title.
I think that's probably going to be the title of this.
Well, the thing is there are absolutely no airs about you, and you do have this. It's a thing. Literally, it's like you shrug your shoulders a lot because I'm like, how what's going on? You're like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm like, how was that gig? Playing for 40,000 people. Great, fine, man. Yeah. How was that recording session with Keio? Great. Not bad. But I feel like sometimes you don't have a care or a fear. It's like whatever happens, let it roll. Life is. I'm adjusting to it as it happens. I'm planning shit and I have deadlines. And
everything I plan goes to shit. So so I just stopped doing that.
Just let it happen, right?
Yeah, I mean,
live in
true
a
story.
moment.
But it really works for you.
Like I don't know why. I mean, I should probably plan better, but
looking back at this career, that I have to say, I mean, I've been pretty busy for the last 40 years, but I'm looking at this resume, going, what was there other pivotal moments or things that you learned in the process, or favorite people you worked with, or even something like, oh yeah, they had the best catering, they had the best green dressing room, they had the best. Because everybody's so different. I mean, when you're going from Roseanne Cash to, and some of these people we share credits, like, Deana Carter brought me to Nashville. And
I love her.
Both one of our favorite drummers, Greg Morrow, was here just 2 days ago.
Yep.
And he just had his surgery yesterday. We got to check on him.
Oh.
He had a little bit of a hip surgery.
Oh.
So he's going to be the Bionic Man.
Getting young.
And so I was like, who's playing that drums on Strawberry Wine? That kind of brought me to town.
Yeah.
And we both played with Halfway to Hazard. We both played with Britton and Jack. We both played with a lot of people. Terri Clark.
I know. I got to play once at Aldean. It was great.
When was that?
I'm joking. Actually, no. Oh, wait. Actually, I did.
Well, you'd be. I mean, if I ever heard myself, you'd be a perfect sub.
I did an acoustic gig. He just happened to be. We were playing, and you guys were playing. Well, you weren't there, so I just joined in.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Just play a little.
Ding, deck, ding.
Yeah, I know, I
know
that song, so we played that song. Check this out.
John Rich wrote half of Aldean's song catalog in the early days. Whether it's Amarillo Sky, Hicktown, or Why, those are all John Rich classics.
Johnny Cash.
So,
you guys had to cancel. Aldean got sick, the Pepsi Gulf Jam thing. And
that's right.
We played the songs.
Big and Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played because John and Kenny and Vicky McGee, I think, wrote a lot of those songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, we played 5 songs.
Do you want to hear a little bit of this track that you played on for Big and Rich called "Shut Up About Politics"? Is this the 4 on the floor?
I'm sure it's.
This is a mean 4 on the floor right here, buddy.
You got it.
Did you play this in your clinic?
I didn't know. I should have.
Shut up about politics. Ain't nothing but a big pile of dirty tricks. I'm tired of all the fighting and a bitching fit. So shut up about politics. You punch left, I punch right. We're caught up in the middle of a deep swamp fight. Some people lie, some people steal, and everybody's talking about the Green New Deal. Shut up about politics. Ain't nothing but a big pile of dirty tricks. I'm tired of all the fighting and a bitching fit. So shut up about politics.
Nice, bud.
Talk about an anthem for today. Gosh, just stop, everybody.
That's a really nice, well-constructed drum part, man.
Thanks. It was fun. Yeah, that's why he likes it, man.
Yeah. So when you're standing and you're sitting between John Rich and Big Kenny, do they have conflicting requests from you, or is one guy calling the shots and the other guy going with it, or is it you getting things in each ear?
It's funny. I just try to be like the Black Larry Babb.
Yeah, Larry Babb. So you mentioned Larry in your clinic, and I've name dropped him before. So Larry, I feel, is like one of the most underrated drummers in Nashville.
Yeah, totally.
And he played with Big and Rich right before you.
He played,
for 5 years or so.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was there. He came in right after Brian, and then when they got back together, he was there again.
And now he's with Gary Allen.
He's with Gary Allen now. But he just slayed the gig, man. And he actually came from Kenny's band. So him, Kenny, and Schoenfeld had the
Were they in Lovejoy?
Lovejoy.
Larry was in Lovejoy?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that. Wow. Yeah. And Adam sat right there in that chair, was talking all about Digital Brains. That's a great band. I mean, it's a sick band. Yeah. I mean, it's like the new Foo Fighters, dude.
Dude, they're fun. Me and Adam did, because Jason Mallory has that AC/DC
tribute. Have you done it?
I did, yeah.
I'm on that list. I can't wait to maybe try.
I got to do it once. It was fun. It was a lot of work
because they wanted just like
the record.
Phil.
Yeah, and it was I got the head sticks.
You did the whole deal.
I did the whole deal.
Nice.
Yeah, played them backwards just like him.
Wow.
It was great.
Oh my gosh.
I keep texting Victor Broden, keep me on that list. Yeah, dude. I want to do it.
It's fun. There's a lot going on, but it's fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was good, but those guys were funny, man. They just kind of want it solid. Like, it's like, there's a lot of 4 on the floor, but for the most part, it just has to be strong. It's got to be confident.
Yeah. Muscular and musical drumming, which you nail.
It's weird because, and it's that thing of kind of like we're talking about with Jake, where it's like, oh, these guys can't hear these subtle things. They want it to be the, boom, smack, boom, boom, smack. All right.
Keep the hi-hat consistent.
I can do that.
Yeah, that makes sure the toms are just as loud as your snare drum.
I play the toms just as loud as my snare drum. I play everything very, very loud.
I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Do you do anything to so you can, when you're behind the drums, you're you can keep up, or you just that's your workout?
Nah, that's my workout. Yeah,
I like that.
You're jumping jacks.
Jumping jacks?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, jumping jacks. What area of town you living in?
East Nashville.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we talked about that last night. My memory retention is at an all-time low.
It's okay, man.
Mine too.
It's bad. I got to take my Ginkgo Balboa.
I have to take a supplement every day so I can remember names.
I can remember songs, though.
That's great.
But I can't remember.
My dad does Sudoku. He plays golf, does a lot of Sudoku. What has been great for me is just been getting scripts all the time and having to memorize lines by the next day. Yeah. That's good for your brain, but at the same time, I'm forgetting a lot of stuff, man.
I'd be so bad.
I've just been like it goes in phases for me where I just cannot remember words and think of the word I want to use.
I can't remember the word for word.
I don't know what I want to.
I know.
What is
stutter with my fingers?
What's next for you, man? What's your next 5? What's the next? What is this year? What's the next 5 years look like for you?
Man, I have no idea. I got into producing some stuff, so I have stuff I did with the Cowboy Troy, who I was with yesterday.
Yeah.
So I produced 4 songs on his new record.
Dude, great.
Which is fun. Getting into some writing a little bit. I don't sing, so I'm fine with that.
So you're writing lyrics or pick up a little acoustic guitar?
Yeah, I made a really cool, weird soundtrack thing that was kind of very Hans Zimmer-esque. That was real fun.
When's that? What is that?
One day I was like, it'd be really cool to do this. So
did you score a film?
I just did. Yeah, I didn't do a film, but I just did something like that you could use for a film if you want it.
Nice.
So I did that. B&R. I guess I'm still there, so no one's told me different yet. Mm-hmm. So
I would say you got the tour dates this year. You guys?
We got some, yeah. So
just bigandrich.com.
Yeah. I think that's right. And so I think we'll probably play 55 shows or so this year again.
That's what we're gonna do.
So it'll be fun, and it's kind of funny because I'm 39 and fat. So
when's the big 4-0?
I'm gonna stay September.
Okay.
So I don't think I'll ever get another gig. I was like, maybe I'll sub some stuff, but this is probably the last gig I'll do for a while. Yeah.
Wow, this is a nice community, man. You're gonna get something.
Maybe. Yeah. But as long as those guys are playing, I like to play with them.
Yeah.
What's a dream gig for you?
Does Does that exist in Nashville?
I know.
Or are dream gigs like Sting?
Yeah, no. When I was a kid, I wanted to play with Santana. I know it sounds really silly, but I was like, man, Santana would be great. Now
he's married to the drummer, so that's a long shot.
I know. Foreigner.
It's always a good one.
Yeah.
Foreigner be fun. Sorry, Chris.
I gotta have Chris on the show.
You should.
He moved from sunny Los Angeles to Smyrna or Mount Juliet. Yeah.
I actually talked to him yesterday. I'm going to help him out with some drum sounds.
He's like, hey man, do you ride motorcycles? I was like, no, I dress like a motorcycle. I dress like my motorcycle gang, but I do not ride motorcycles.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to do like a pop gig. I don't have the quote unquote gospel chops. But if someone wants, something play like the record, I could do that
for sure.
So
you're just open.
Yeah,
you're open to it. You're experimenting. I'm glad you're finally getting around to production and songwriting. I think that's great.
It's fun.
It's here.
It's here. And I have like a little studio in my spare bedroom. I think I did. There's an Australian band called Dazzy. I think I tracked like 2 songs on the record.
Oh,
from
nice.
That place,
so you're doing drums from your remote drums?
Yeah, I did that. There's a cool book out called The Divine Devils that my buddy Jeremy Spillman wrote. I did the drums for the soundtrack for the book.
He wrote, the songwriter Jeremy Spillman wrote a book?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
Nice.
So he put out like a little EP. So I did that stuff there. It was fun. So yeah,
it'd be fun to write fiction, don't you think? Like a fiction, like a story. Yeah. That's a whole other thing. So it's like such a challenge to write a non-fiction book, but then when you get into fiction and there's dragons and monsters and subplots and character development, that's a lot.
Yeah,
this thing is screenplay.
Cool. So.
Screenplay, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I've also thought about not living in Nashville. So
you were picking my brain about Los Angeles for a while.
Yeah. So I thought about that. Wisconsin, where my daughter lives.
Wow.
Could be cool.
Yeah.
The houses are
like Minneapolis.
I would.
That's Minnesota. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, but it's close though.
See, I don't know history.
It's in the area.
Well, what's the big city in Wisconsin?
Madison.
There you go.
Yeah. So I looked at Madison. I looked at Minneapolis. I did look at Minneapolis.
We would really miss you, bud.
So I don't know. We'll see. So we'll just see. I don't know.
20 years in Nashville. Well, how does that work? When you get to see your daughter? How often does that work?
Every other month.
That's a good system.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She'll be 13 in March.
Oh, I have a 13-year-old.
Oh, it's fun.
No.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's not fun at all.
It's not fun at all.
It's actually really, what's funny is that's where I get my music from now. It's from her.
What she's listening to?
Hey, what are you listening to?
Yeah.
What we talked about
Is she already flexing her sass muscles?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she's a drummer.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. She's playing in the jazz band.
That happens. At school?
Yeah.
She's playing ding-gaka-ding, gaka-ding. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I had a good experience the other day when we were talking to one of the guys that lives here. What's his name?
Oh, we got Phil, and we got Gunnar, and we got Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah.
He's got quite the YouTube following, right?
20,000 followers, Thomas Branch on YouTube.
And he does a lot of drum covers.
A lot of drum covers from Singapore and Malaysia.
Yeah. But I was telling him the other day, and here I am, the 44-year-old dad that's, kind of out of touch with whatever's coming up. Mm-hmm. But I have an 11-year-old son who's listening to video game music, which is hot.
Yep.
It is huge.
I'm going to start doing covers of video game music.
And that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He was talking about wanting to actually cover the song I was showing.
No, Thomas's YouTube channel is nice because he's got like high production value videos.
Ah, cool.
These crazy kids, they're you can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can do it in your bedroom. You just got to have the slider and the camera and be willing to either edit yourself or pay somebody to do the editing. So it's kind of pay to play.
Kids will tell you what is coming up.
Yeah, I know. Sure. You just got to be open to it. And so for all the drum nerds out there, final thought: what are your companies? Sabian, Pearl,
Vader,
Remo,
Evans.
Evans
guy, yeah. What is it? It's Artesia Electronics. Cool.
Artesia?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of that.
They're really cool, man. They make this super cool, I think it's called the X-Ray keyboard that fits in your backpack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a MIDI keyboard.
Yeah, it's great. And they make other stuff too, but and they make interface and all that stuff. So actually a lot of the stuff we did with Troy, we did on the road.
Yeah.
And so it's all done on that. I tracked some of the drums at my place. I tracked some drums in Deadwood at the Deadwood Mountain Grand. We were there for Sturgis.
Right. And so you recorded drums in that big open environment?
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
It was fun, yeah.
Amazing.
Did the bus.
Oh my God.
Hungover, shit face.
There you go.
This has been a great talk, man. I think people are going to have a lot of powerful takeaways from this.
Or nothing. I'm like, who was that guy? That was a waste of my time.
No, it's so funny.
It's the artist known as Keio.
It's like, oh my God, bring Greg Morrow back. He was
I
so much
don't.
cooler.
We always try to end up with like, Jim, what did you learn? But I would have a hard time with that one because I've known all this about Keio. I've known everything about Keio from us being good friends for 20 years. I didn't know about his history thing, like being a history buff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I like history.
Yeah.
Your ex-wife is great.
And I like the idea that he's so humble, so grateful, and he just kind of takes life as it comes. He enjoys every moment, and great things have really happened for him. So I think that's one way that you can approach life, and it's very refreshing.
Well, I mean, this is the first time really sitting down and talking with you, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I've learned that unorthodox drum sizes you're probably onto something.
I'm trying, I'm spreading the word.
Skinny bass drums are easier to transport.
I'm pulling up a video of him playing on it was a Tama kit, and there it is, and there they are, the 18-inch hi-hats.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm just looking and going, oh my God, even just everything's huge.
Yeah. We went to the Sabian factory and made some 24-inch hi-hats.
This is a this is a Yamaha kit. Oh, it's Tama.
Yeah.
Did you used to play Tama?
Tamaha. Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did when you taught at my drummers weekend. It was 2016 maybe 2015.
Yeah, I played Tama.
It was white Tama drum set.
Yeah,
Kids loved you. They loved Greg Morrow. They loved all the guys. It was fantastic.
That was fun, man. That was I really enjoyed doing that. It was good. It was funny because from that and then from PASIC, I'm like, man, I really want to do more of these things. Because I was like, what's really weird is I think I have something to offer people.
Yes.
But I'm also like that really weird person where it's like, I don't think, I'm just going to sound bad. It's like, I don't think super like highly of myself. Like,
right.
Hey, I'm like a, oh, I know everything about this. I'm like, I can just tell you what I did. And if it works for you.
That's a good angle.
It works for me. It works for you. I mean, that was kind of what PASIC. I was like, I had a whole thing planned. And I walked out there and I was like, oh shit, no, this is gonna work. I was like, so I'm just gonna just talk to people.
Oh, so you had a thing that you kind of thought out.
I did.
And then you threw it away.
I did. It was like the I have a dream speech, man. I was like, all right, shit, here we go. But it was funny because it goes back to working with different people. I read the audience and go, these people don't care about, I don't think they would care about this. I don't know you at all, but I think you would get something out of it if I did this. And so that's what happened with that, where I was like, play a couple songs, talk about the journey of, being a human and in business, in this business, where it's like, obviously like you have to take care of your product. You got to know your product. You are your product, right?
Right.
And if your product is shitty, and you should work on it.
Right.
So.
And at the same time, I don't think you give yourself enough credit because you came to one of the greatest, musical cultural cities, an epicenter, and you made it your bitch. It's like you seriously, if someone needs a drummer, your name is going to come up.
Which is like, I mean, honestly, it's
pretty amazing.
It's really cool, and I'm super thankful for it.
Yeah.
Like people, I really do care about that stuff, and it's really funny, and I think it's great, and I'm really actually shocked about it when I get those phone calls, I'm like, oh wow, man, like people do care.
Yeah.
Because like the rest of the time I just go, maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Would you say that you kind of winged it?
So. Yeah, I mean,
but you did the homework when a call would come in.
Oh yeah,
you do your homework.
I do.
You showed up. You have a smile on your face.
As far as
and you're flexible.
prospecting and attracting opportunity, it was just happenstance.
Yeah, it just kind of. I mean, I just feel like I have no control over most things, and when given an opportunity, you should take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So, but and sometimes you can create opportunities. But I remember. There's a quote from Billy Cobham that said, "The harder you work, the luckier you get."
Yeah,
and it's a numbers game sometimes. Sometimes it's like you can be the best drummer in your basement, but if no one knows you,
yes,
you're never gonna work.
Yeah, and with you being visible, it's very much an every man for himself business, but at the same time, it's an out of sight, out of mind business. Right. And you are always reminding people I exist because they're right in front of you.
Yeah,
which is great. So it's constantly a a visceral way of reminding someone of you're like a human business card. It's like you're right there. I need a drummer. Oh my God, I saw Keio last night.
Yeah, and it's funny because like we live in this age of like the internet. You have Instagram and YouTube and all that, and there's a lot of pressure on people to like have those accounts.
Yes,
which is great, but meeting someone is huge. It's like
in the flesh.
Yeah, like I can tell you so many times. Well, recently I had to replace somebody on something, and they're like, "Oh man, we hired this guy. Man, his YouTube channel was great. He was awesome," and then he couldn't play with a band.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. I mean, YouTube, a video or some sort of I went through all of them. I had the flip camera.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I had all sorts of different cameras.
I remember.
But yeah, just putting that sucker up and having a camera 5 feet from your drum set is a great way to let people know this is how I really sound in the real world.
Yeah.
But also get out in the real world. And you have perfected that craft, man. And my favorite quote of the day is, if you want your community to support you, you have to support the community, man. That is one for the ages.
Yeah, true.
Well, I'm looking at his Instagram page right now.
What's the handle?
The handle is Blaze Yoda.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's Black Yoda. It's just no K. Oh, no, it's great.
Black Yoda with no K.
No K. Story, I was super shit-faced when I did that, so I forgot the K.
I like it.
Just left it.
But it is. It's, hey, here's what I'm building. Here's a picture of a Simmons pad in a car trunk.
Did you buy it?
It's my old kit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've never owned a Simmons kit.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh, it's almost like
it's a table now. It holds my metronome now.
A table.
My granddad was very nice, and he saved it. We had 7 years ago, a house burned down, and the only thing that survived was like a drum set and
that Simmons pad.
So they don't work anymore, but but it's part of my kit this year.
I know it doesn't work, but you love these things. Grandparents rule.
Yeah.
So Black Yoda on the Instagram, and is there a .com?
No, I'm not that cool.
Then you're on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
You're on Facebook and Instagram, and Keio's a nice guy. If you are a musician and you move to Nashville, will definitely go to coffee with you. Thanks always to our friends School of Rock.
Yeah.
We appreciate them sponsoring our show. And, we are looking for some other sponsors, too. So if there's some mom and pop businesses out there and you want to get in front of a lot of people with two very charismatic hosts, this is the space for you.
Who's the other charismatic host?
And I get to play with the sound effects, too. I will never use the toilet sound, though. Jim uses that one a lot. Check this out. Oh, yeah, just don't do the vomiting one.
Which are these?
Don't do that one.
Okay.
Keio, did you have a good time?
I did.
Man, I'm so glad you get to come over to the house that drums built.
I know,
They call it Casa Redmond.
This is cool, man.
I got to keep the place, man. That's thanks to your ex-girlfriend.
Man, she's so awesome.
She's in Denver. Go see her, man.
I will next week.
You are crazy.
I'm not going to be in Denver next week. It's the week after next.
Everybody check out Keio's playing on Keb Mo's record. It's called Blues Americana. And check out his drumming on the Taj Mo record. Yeah. That's really, really great. And then, of course, the new John Rich project.
Yeah. And then the Oklahoma record also with Keb Mo is good.
The new Oklahoma. It's called Oklahoma with Keb Mo. Yeah. And you're going to be on tour all year, 55 shows with Big and Rich. So check out those tour dates. So thanks, bud. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you, man.
I love it. And I know I'll be seeing you real soon. Jim, thanks for your time and talent. I know everybody listening appreciates what you bring to the table.
I don't know about that, but
I'm sure they do, because this wouldn't happen without you, man.
I'm sorry.
Email address, therichrredmondshow@gmail.com. You could send us some comments, some mail. Hey, send us an email. We'll read it on the air, especially if it's all unicorns and rainbows. Thank you, as always, for subscribing, sharing, rating, and reviewing. Keep coming back for the good stuff, and we'll see you next time.
This has been The Rich Redmond Show. Subscribe, rate, comment, and follow us at richredmond.com/listen.